Okay, I'm back again for this. Should be a quicker one. We're on the. I've got 282 miles left, so I'm gonna do a few more of these on my 1,000-mile trip. So, how to spot whether something's fake or not? Doesn't matter what it is. If you're on the internet and you're Googling something and it just is off or doesn't seem right, my go-to right now is Gemini or ChatGPT. Tell it what you're seeing and ask it if it's fake. It's going to give you a response. If the response isn't the answer that you were looking for, ask another question on the same topic. If you get an email, I'll get spam emails every day. Some of them are like, wow, you know, your Federal Express shipment, it got lost, so we're going to refund your money. Click below to fill in your info to get your refund. Stuff like that. I've got stuff like that. Yeah, geez, I don't know. That's likely fake, but how do you tell? I go on Gemini and say, I received a text from FedEx saying my shipment's been lost. They're going to refund my money. They want my personal information to get that. Is this real or is it fake? You're going to get a real answer from Gemini. And you don't have to settle for that one first statement. Ask more, get in more in depth on the answer that they give you if it's not what you want to hear. But absolutely anything, you know. There's a charge on my bank account. This is what it's labeled or what it's noted as. Can you tell me what this is? You're going to get a pretty good response, probably. But when you're going to Gemini, ChatGPT, and those, and telling them the info you want to be scrubbed or your question on that information, you brought it up, you brought the app up to ask the question. So you're likely not going to get a fake answer because you initiated all of it. It's the stuff that you didn't initiate that when it comes back, geez, what the hell is that? If ChatGPT or Gemini gives you a answer that you don't like or you think is something's wrong, tell them, I want you to give me the facts of why this answer that you gave me is what it is or is real or something like that. You're going to get answers. So that's how you check for fake stuff. And there's so much fake stuff out there. Start doing it on a regular basis just so you get used to doing it. You know, what you're used to asking Gemini on the fly, you know, that's the way to do it. It's so easy to do. If you have an earbud in, you could be walking through Home Depot getting your screws and nails for your whatever, and you have a question, you can ask it, and it's going to tell you your answer in writing, but you're going to hear it also in your earbud typically, or tell it to say it out loud, and you're going to hear it. So that's a cool thing to do, and it makes things so efficient. Like right now, I'm driving. I have not had lunch yet today, so I want to eat. I'm gonna probably, because I haven't seen anything on these signs. It's not remote, but I'm on a lesser traveled highway. But right now, here's the signs. If I can get out quick enough, McDonald's, Subway, and Pizza Hut, and a couple others. So, and here's some more. There's a Speedway, a Mobile, and another gas station. But I think the Speedways are fairly large. So I'll stop there. I mainly want to get a case of water because I'm out of water. And maybe I'll find something to eat. I have stuff I can eat in my refrigerator here. But that's what I'm going to do next. Although I don't think I need to now. I can probably just hit one of these exits coming up. I might have just missed the one for that. But there'll be another one with gas stations. Or yeah, I did miss it. But that's okay. All kinds of stuff like that. It's I'm heading to wherever today. I'm going to show up late. What is the temperature going to be? Because I'm going to be tent camping. The sky's the limit on what you can ask. You know, I have a rash on my arm. It's small red bumps. Can you tell me how to narrow this down as to what it is, you're going to start getting some answers. It's kind of cool. But follow along. I appreciate it. I'm going to have another one in a little while. Okay, I'm going to do one more. This is my AI for the older people like myself, 55 and over mainly. And I'm doing a 1,000-mile road trip. I've got 259 miles left before I'm home tonight. So I'm going to do one more shot before I got to stop somewhere to get something to eat. But I need to switch hats because here's how you use a real good example of how you use AI. And it's so simple to do. Anybody can do it. So let's do this. I'm gonna go on my phone. My phone is right below this camera, so I'm not doing anything unsafe. So now I should have had it up, but it was up and it went down. So I'm gonna hit the microphone. This is Gemini. I just pulled up Gemini. Is Spam from Hormel made from quality products? And is the stigmatism of that it's a bad food true or false?
Whether the criticism of Spam as a bad food is true is a matter of nutritional context rather than a simple true or false binary. While it is not a mystery meat, it is made from a straightforward list of ingredients. It is widely categorized by health experts as an ultra-processed food that should be consumed only in moderation. What is Spam made of? The perception of Spam as a mystery meat is largely a myth. The classic variety contains only 6 primary ingredients. Pork would be added salt, water, modified potato starch used as a binder, sugar, sodium nitrite, a preservative. Is it a bad food? The classification of Spam as bad or unhealthy is generally supported by nutritional science, based on its status as an ultra-processed food. Critics and health organizations point to several specific concerns. High sodium. A single serving of Spam contains a significant portion of the recommended daily sodium limit. High sodium intake is linked to elevated blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. Saturated fat. It is high in saturated fat and cholesterol, which can contribute to higher levels of bad LDL cholesterol and increased cardiovascular risk. Processed meat classification. The World Health Organization, WHO, classifies processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens, noting that there is sufficient evidence that regular consumption is linked to an increased risk of certain cancers, such as colorectal cancer. This is often attributed to additives like sodium nitrite, which can hold carcinogenic compounds, nitrosamines, during processing and digestion. Lack of nutrients. Unlike whole foods, Spam offers limited vitamins, minerals, or fiber. The bottom line, whether Spam is bad depends on how you use it. It is not inherently toxic or mysterious. It is a standardized, shelf-stable meat product that has played a significant role in global food security and various culinary traditions. It is not a healthy staple. Nutritional experts generally advise against making it a regular part of your diet due to the high levels of fat, sodium, and preservatives. Most nutritionists consider it an occasional comfort food rather than a primary protein source. If you enjoy it, experts suggest balancing it with nutrient-dense whole foods like fresh vegetables and fiber-rich carbohydrates.
Fair enough. So it's a food that we like most of the foods that we are super good. We just can't eat as much as we want of it. But here's another thing is, can you compare Spam to a hot dog and tell me the differences in quality?
Comparing Spam to hot dogs, we're looking at two very similar products in terms of their processed classification, though they differ slightly in their production and form. The core similarities. From a nutritional and production standpoint, Spam and hot dogs are culinary cousins. Processing. Both are forms of processed meat, meaning they are ground, seasoned, cured, usually with nitrites, and formed into specific shapes. Ingredients. Both rely on similar additives, salt, sugar, water, and sodium nitrite, which gives them their characteristic color and shelf stability. Health profile. Both are widely considered by health experts as ultra-processed foods that are high in sodium and saturated fats. Because both are often cured with nitrites, they share the same health-related concerns regarding long-term consumption and cancer risk associated with processed meats. The key difference is, while they share a DNA, there are a few practical differences in how they are made and consumed. Feature: Spam. Hot dogs. Fork vector. Block-shaped canned luncheon meat. Snorkel. Usually sold in casing. Skinless. Ingredients: primarily pork shoulder and ham. Can be a wider mix of meats: beef, pork, poultry. Fillers: uses modified potato starch as a binder. May include mechanically separated meat and various binders. Preparation: pre-cooked in a can. Intended to be sliced/fried. Typically simmered, grilled, or steamed. Is one higher quality than the other? In terms of quality, neither is considered a health food, but they are both highly regulated, standardized products. The mystery being myth. Neither is a mystery. Both are required by food safety agencies, like the USDA, to disclose their ingredients, including the use of mechanically separated meats or additives. Consistency. Spam is often noted for its high level of consistency because it is processed and sealed in a sterile can, whereas hot dog quality varies significantly by brand, ranging from high-end all-beef natural casing franks to lower-cost mechanically separated poultry and pork blends. The bottom line: if you are trying to judge quality based on whole food standards, both fall short. If you are looking at them as processed convenience meats, they are functionally equivalent. The better choice is usually determined by reading the specific nutrition label on the package. As some premium brands, both products have lower sodium or nitrate-free versions.
Okay, fair enough. So basically, they both hit the good-bad scale, but the differences that I did see, and one of them that I do know is the potato starch, or whatever they called it in Spam, is just to, that's when it used to have a lot of gelatin. That's when they cured or changed it from being a lot of gelatin. But potato starch wasn't, I mean, that's not a crazy bad item. But one of the big differences, hot dogs, mechanically separated, and all kinds of different meats and parts. So that is one of the big differences I saw. So as you can tell, I'm a Spam fan. But yeah, it's interesting. But that's how you can search on AI. I just asked 2 questions, or asked one and then had them elaborate on it again. But man, that's the information you can get with AI on a basic thing. It doesn't matter. It can be anything. You know, our red fruits and vegetables different dietary to green fruits and there are differences. I know there are. But stuff like that. Why did I, after eating this, have to go to the bathroom right away? All these are so easy to ask AI, and you're going to get an answer. That was a pretty elaborate answer. And they pulled up some prominent, I don't know, industries that gave whatever their ratings for these and what they are. So I don't know. You take it for however you want, but I'm telling you, you can do AI. This is how you start. Just ask, not the dumbest questions in the world, but ask the simplest things, simplest questions that you want to know an answer to. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.